one of the most technologically advanced alien species in all of fiction, but they are destroyed by random microbes within our atmosphere. Oh my god. This one detail, some people would call it one of the biggest sci-fi plot holes of all time in any alien movie. This one detail's confounded fans for so many years, but you know what, guys? It's not what you think. There is a reason for all this, and there's one specific thing that could have been referenced in the damn movie that could have saved it all. Could have saved it all. But the 2005 movie opted out of this. One detail, and it all centers around what was underground millions of years ago. Now, some people compare this plot hole to, oh, the Signs aliens. Why do they come down if they're allergic to water? If water is like acidic to them or whatever the fuck. First of all, I'm gonna make something real clear right now, and I made a video about this. The Signs aliens are not aliens, they're demons. Okay? They're demons, straight up. It's confirmed at this point. Okay? The Quiet Place aliens. How the hell were they able to invade and destroy all of humanity and leave us in a post-apocalyptic wasteland? They would be dead within a month. I made a whole video about this too. Now, that's not as big as a plot hole. That's more so just suspension of disbelief. A lot of it. Check out those videos I made, by the way. Some people will say, oh, it's purposely done. Okay? It shows the hubris and the arrogance of the aliens and how that was their end, that was their demise. Oh, maybe they didn't have the technology to detect that there were these microbes in the air. That's a stretch, but okay, fine. Zavi, why can't you just lay back and enjoy the movie? Listen, 2005 War of the Worlds, and I haven't seen the newest show, I haven't read the books, I haven't done anything. I'm going off of the 2005 War of the Worlds and all the stuff I've seen from Google about this canon. I actually really like that movie, okay? Is it ruined by the ending? Some could say so, but I love the movie regardless. Tom Cruise is my guy. We need to understand what the hell these aliens are. Maybe their evolution, if I'm being very charitable, maybe these aliens, their evolution eliminated microbes from their homeworld. In the original 1898 novel, the Martians are described as hyper-advanced beings that have eradicated disease and microbial life from their own planet. So they've become used to this state of literally being invulnerable to any microbes because they don't exist. So coming into Earth, this is a big surprise to them. They didn't know what the hell they were walking into. This means that they've evolved in a sterile environment. They've lost their immune systems. They no longer consider microbes a threat. Right? This is probably the simplest explanation for everything. We need to understand one thing. It all comes down to technology. Are we able to swallow the fact that these aliens who are technologically advanced beyond us, they shoot lightning down into machines and turn them on. They teleport pilots. Okay? They came and invaded a planet without first testing its biosphere? You are low IQ. You're an exceptionally low IQ race if that's... If you are the smartest low IQ alien race of all time. Okay? Despite being technologically advanced beyond us, enough to travel between worlds, these aliens didn't perform basic microbial analysis. Earth's bacteria, viruses are incredibly hostile. This is ultimately what kills the aliens. Any real interplanetary explorer will consider microbial infection a major risk and will likely use drones, biosuits, or some kind of sterilization before any boots on the ground invasion, period. Point blank. Number 2, why would you choose this planet for colonization? Tectonic plate shifting, microbes in the air, smoke, all the freaking environmental pollution as well on top of that, all the stuff that humans have been doing. Why? Why would you do this? This is the worst planet to invade realistically if you are beings that have evolved to just not give a shit about anything in the atmosphere. A species smart enough for space travel would scout easier targets, moons, planets without intelligent resistance or terraformable systems. Why pick the one with billions of armed, adaptable apex predators? Because that's essentially what you did. And you waited underground for a millennia. It's established that they built these big-ass, long-limbed ship things, these war machines. They'd put them in the Earth. In some interpretations of the story, they put them in the Earth millions of years ago. I don't know if it was millions, but it's established that they put them in the ground before humans had properly evolved. That's how far back we're talking about. And yet they seem completely unaware of Earth's current environment and life forms. If they were watching Earth for that long, how did they miss the part where humans invented medicine, nukes, or biological warfare? How did they miss germs? How do you miss this? You brought massive war machines, but you didn't have contingency plans. The war machines can't sense shit. They can't adapt. The war machines are just pathetic. Like, your entire invasion, despite being technologically advanced, hinges on brute force rather than redundancy at all. It's revealed that these tripod machines, as I said, were buried long ago, and they're able to shoot lightning into these still working machines with pilots. Okay? So this system has been intact for thousands of years, for all we know, okay? The alien machines were planted beneath Earth's surface The aliens themselves arrive later, traveling to Earth via lightning storm, which acts like a teleportation beam. Now, this implies that they were preparing to invade long before humans evolved, yet somehow didn't adapt to Earth's bacteria or develop protection. They knew the terrain will be enough to bury war machines, but not enough to study the biosphere? If they watched our development, why wait till we had nukes and global armies? Well, there's a theory. There's one key detail here that could save it all. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it all. I think these machines were programmed long ago in part of this long colonial expansion plan. And the aliens we see in the current story, in the world story, are not the same aliens that sent the machines down and put them underground. This is a new generation. I think the old aliens, over time, over thousands of years, something happened. They either got extinct, they lost to famine or war, whatever the fuck, and there's a new generation of descendant aliens that came down to take over, okay, to weed the life forms and the established planets out and continue the plan. The problem is, these aliens are not only are they not as smart or as experienced as those former aliens, they don't know anything about the tech they put here other than the fact that it matches their lightning teleportation system or whatever, right? This is ancient tech that they are relying on, and that is the fucking problem. They relied so heavily on this ancient tech, they just assumed, okay, wherever these machines are placed, that's where we're gonna go, out of desperation, because again, these are new line descendant aliens. They have no experience, no knowledge, no freaking know-how on how to do this shit. They're just beneficiaries of technology that was passed down to them, okay? The tripods are actually terraformers left behind by ancient galactic empire, long before humans evolved. They were meant to activate once ideal conditions were met, water, oxygen, temperature, and the aliens assumed they'd return long before intelligent life could pose a threat. Now, that old empire collapsed. A new generation came. They don't know how the hell Earth's biosphere works. They see it as a machine problem, not a biological problem. In the Spielberg film, the tripods were buried millions of years ago, implying long-term colonization. The biological makeup of Earth changed drastically since then over time. The new aliens who arrived may not have realized the Earth was now teeming with dangerous evolved microorganisms. So, blind reliance on the ancient tech that they buried, that their freaking ancestors buried underground, that was their plan. They didn't have a plan beyond that. That's how reliant they are on tech. This is what happens when low IQ people, take it like this. People who have relied on ChatGPT for everything in life suddenly come into a school environment where they can't use ChatGPT to write an essay anymore. It's gonna get hard. The aliens trust the tripods completely, assuming they're invincible. They never plan for resistance from human or nature. And most critically, they never consider bacteria. The machines are hardened for battle, not biology, and they didn't know this. They didn't even care. They don't bring sealed suits, protective systems, or biological countermeasures. They think they're running a cleanup protocol, not a war. So their mentality is completely different too than their freaking ancestors. Arrogance and reliance led to their downfall, okay? You could have easily established this in like a radio broadcast dialogue during the film that the main characters are listening in on, you know, like these pilots seem inexperienced or whatever. They relied so much on this tech, but this tech is old. It didn't adapt to Earth's changing atmosphere over time. And these aliens are green or something like that. Maybe minor exposition from the soldiers explaining how this could happen. All you needed to do was lean into the fact that the machines are older than the goddamn aliens that have just come down. If you did this, and then maybe had some exposition establishing the history of how these aliens are not the same ones that buried these machines and all this shit, you could have literally filled the plot hole. This is what I think is happening. If you have these aliens that built these machines, I think it's pretty likely that they didn't survive thousands or millions of years from there to our present point. Maybe they died. They died off somehow. Maybe in the pursuit of this galactic invasion expansion, they died. They got met with resistance from another race, and their descendants have come down to pick up where they left off as a cleanup, not knowing the true consequences or the context of what the hell these planets are, just relying on old tech, and that screwed them over. That is why the aliens maybe are not... The original aliens were not dumb. They were really smart. They just got defeated over time. It happens. Okay, it happens. Some of the best fight champions you've seen lose and eventually get knocked the fuck out, unless you're Habib and you freaking retire. This is what happens. The new ones, the new aliens, they are low IQ. It might not be arrogance, it might just be complete stupidity. They're like, we have old machines down here, let's just use them. And desperation, I think. And over-reliance. That's what it is, y'all. those are my thoughts on the War of the Worlds lore when it comes to the specific aliens. If you want to know why the Quiet Place aliens are stupid, they make no sense at all whatsoever, we'd destroy them instantly. Watch this video over here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on a mission to take over Hollywood. But the army must keep growing. If you want to suggest video topics to me, or talk about your favorite movies or favorite film theories in a community with like-minded individuals, join the Zafy Discord now. Link is in the description and the comment section as well. Join us. This movement is just beginning. We're taking over Hollywood, one coke line at a time.